We made it to the weekend, and for some, it's kicking off with tailgating. We'll have more from North Fargo in just a few moments. But let's begin with the quarterback from our weather department, Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. And Hutch, I understand you're covering some snow, heavy-duty snow, down at the South Dakota border.
Right. We got a measurement in this afternoon, and we want to thank all of you for your reports, your photos that you upload at valleynewslive.com. And this ruler showing 8 inches of snow in the Ellendale area. Dee, we really appreciate you sharing with us what's going on. That heavier band, we talked about it last night with the colder temperatures, the light, fluffy snow that adds up pretty quickly. The good news is it is not coming with a lot of wind. Right now, it's just beginning to show the signs of a few flakes in Fargo, out west towards Valley City. Jamestown, just a couple of flurries there, I've heard. But when you get down here where the dark blue is, that enhanced band has sat there and produced a moderate to heavy band of snow in this area. Now 8 inches, as we showed you, in the Ellendale area, but you can see the dark blues just now starting to exit Ellendale, but they've been snowing in Ludden, they've been snowing in Fullerton, they've been snowing in Oaks, and that sneaks off to the east. So if you're anywhere there, south to Havana, Veblen, Lake City, and South Dakota, snow that's heavy. It lightens up in southern portions of Richland County. Visibilities are rough and tumble out there. Quarter mile in Oaks and Gwinner out there. And we're okay here in the Fargo-Moorhead area right now. Temperatures in the single digits. North, teens here. Not much wind to worry about right now. But the road conditions are mighty slippery down in southeast North Dakota, so keep that in mind. You can find these on valleynewslive.com anytime. Snowfall down here, isolated up to a foot now, thanks to the fact we're already at 8 and the snow continues. Your hour-by-hour forecast for the rest of the night and the weekend ahead. Mike here in just a moment.
Thanks so much, Hutch. Doesn't matter how cold it is outside, or for that matter how much snow there is outside. Bison fans will gather, and they have, to tailgate before tonight's big football game with James Madison University. Devin Fry joins us live from the tailgate lot with some of those dedicated members of Bison Nation. And Devin, temps are in the teens. Are you feeling that heat?
Oh, they got all the way up to the teens. It feels a little bit colder than that, but I do have my best fur hat on and my best flannel on. I'm ready to rock this tailgate just as much as all these very dedicated members of Bison Nation. Now, yeah, they're excited about it. See, now as you can see, there is no slowing down for the tailgaters. No matter what temperature it is, no matter how much snow is coming down, this looks like any game during the rest of the season. We got tailgaters full over in that lot. We've got tailgaters full over in this lot over here. Overall, just a great scene here. You'll love to see it even with the snow coming down. We're going to take a little bit of a look down this way as well. Looking down this way, we got some very dedicated tailgaters right here getting ready. They got the grills going. That's the most important part. Now, I am personally curious if the meals change at all with it being cold. I wonder what the tailgate food looks like now, but don't you worry. I'm going to go ahead and get very nice and acquainted with the tailgate food going on around here. Tailgate is going to be going strong up until kickoff of this FCS semifinal football game, and we're going to be here checking in all throughout the evening until we get ready for some Bison football. You can go wherever. I don't mean to be in the way. I'm more in the way.
Typical black and blue games. It's going to be rough. It's going to be a good game tonight. We'll see you inside.
That was really good analysis. That was really good. All right, we're going to get rolling here at the tailgate, so stay tuned right here to Valley News Live. But for right now, reporting from the Fargo Dome, Devin Fry, Valley News Live Sports.
Thanks so much, Devin. A reminder that the Bison kick off against JMU at 8:15 tonight inside the Fargo Dome. You can watch that game. It'll be aired on ESPN2. We have a developing story for you on this Friday as police are investigating a theft and assault that took place yesterday at Hobby Lobby just off of 13th Avenue South in Fargo. We're told by store management that around 5 p.m. 3 women walked out of the store with 3 carts and a basket full of items that they hadn't paid for. A manager tried to stop them. We're told as he and another employee approached the women, he was threatened with tasers and then physically attacked. Now here's a picture of the 3 women. If you recognize them, please call Fargo Police. And I advise you to join us tonight on Valley News Live at 6 when Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter, Bailey Hurley, will walk us through the details of what happened. The National Weather Service has confirmed the first ever December tornadoes to hit the state of Minnesota after investigators surveyed damage from Wednesday evening storms in Freeborn and Winona counties. Damage in Heartland, Minnesota was produced by a tornado, though the exact strength of that storm is still being determined. And the National Weather Service officials say this is a unique event for this time of year.
December is just not likely what we should ever be seeing for this kind of weather in Minnesota. It's certainly unlike any tornado experience I've had for surveying.
County officials say that debris still needs to be removed from the town of Heartland. Power should be restored shortly. It's been an unsettling day at many schools throughout the Red River Valley. It's centered around a TikTok trend called for widespread school violence. Emails went out to local parents last night and this morning about how schools would respond to this challenge. No law enforcement agencies indicated that there had been any credible threats. New for you at 4, Minnesota's Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is investigating an officer-involved shooting yesterday afternoon in Willmar. Police officials responded to a 911 call of an armed man in an apartment complex who was threatening to kill a probation officer. Officers located the man inside the building. One officer discharged his firearm. Another officer discharged his taser. The man sustained a minor gunshot injury to a hand. The man was taken to a local hospital in Willmar where he was treated and then released, with police then taking him into custody. A replica gun was found at the scene and charges are expected in the coming days. Portions of that incident were captured on body-worn cameras. The BCA's investigation is ongoing. Kim Potter, the former suburban Minneapolis police officer, took the stand today in her defense in her manslaughter trial for the shooting of a young black man. Potter says she meant to pull her taser on Dante Wright, but accidentally fired her gun. Jennifer Mayerly has our story.
It just went chaotic.
Kim Potter took the stand in her own defense and sobbed as she described the moment she fired the fatal shot at 20-year-old Dante Wright.
I remember yelling, "Taser, taser, taser," and nothing happened. And then he told me I shot him.
The former Brooklyn Center police officer is charged with manslaughter in Wright's death last April. She says she meant to fire her taser, but mistakenly grabbed her gun after seeing the look on her fellow officer's face as he struggled with Wright during a traffic stop.
He had a look of fear on his face. It's nothing I'd seen before.
Police pulled Wright over for expired license plate tags and an air freshener hanging from his rearview mirror, which is illegal in Minnesota. They discovered he had an outstanding warrant. Video from Officer Potter's body cam shows police attempting to arrest Wright. Before he gets back in his car, Potter then pulls out her gun and shouts "taser," before shooting Wright in the chest.
I shot him! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Under cross-examination, Potter agreed that she did not see a weapon on Wright.
Never saw a gun.
No.
She broke down while watching video of the scene, and the judge called a recess. Before Potter took the stand, a defense witness testified that an officer under high stress is more likely to make a mistake and confuse a gun for a taser. Jennifer Mayerly, CBS News, Minneapolis.
Potter resigned from the police force days after that shooting. She testified she didn't want anything bad to happen to her co-workers. Wayne Stenjum says he will not seek re-election for North Dakota Attorney General in 2022. He's the state's 29th and the longest serving Attorney General, having served in that capacity since 2000. Governor Doug Burgum said that Stenjum is the epitome of a dedicated public servant. Among those considering a run for Attorney General are East Central District Judge Wade Webb of Fargo and former U.S. Attorney Drew Wrigley. With the holidays almost here, many families are discussing how to stay safe, and for some, that will include COVID-19 testing before getting together for celebrations. Reporter Bradley Blackburn takes a look at the many options for COVID-19 testing.
Jane Cannon is celebrating Christmas. All of the adults attending are vaccinated, but she says some family members who are traveling will take COVID tests beforehand.
We have 2 young kiddos that are not able to be vaccinated yet, so kind of keeping all of our precautions surrounded that fact.
It's another piece of information that you can use to keep you and your family safe.
Dr. Emily Volk is president of the College of American Pathologists. She says the gold standard for COVID testing is the PCR. It looks for the virus's genetic material and amplifies it so it can be detected in the lab.
98 to 99% accuracy rate with PCR versus somewhere in the 80 to 85% for rapid tests using the antigen methodology. Some tests actually have worse test performance than that.
But Dr. Volk says rapid antigen tests have advantages because they can be run in minutes.
Those results can help inform your behavior.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says some preliminary information shows not all of the diagnostic tests will be accurate for the Omicron variant.
We're hearing and we're in the process of doing large screening to determine which of these antigen point of care rapid tests still maintain their accuracy of diagnosis.
And while there's been a big demand for home tests, it's key to follow the instructions precisely. The test can be less accurate if you don't. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Dr. Volk also says if you have been exposed to COVID-19 and take a rapid test that's negative, she recommends getting the gold standard for PCR test in that situation. The PCR will be more reliable and that you need if you are asymptomatic and testing after a possible exposure.